Hi guys, it's time for that video that I promised you in the last Strong Mom project video, which is a workout that is suited well for those of you who want to get started after pregnancy. This is also something that's really good if you sit still a lot, if you have an office job or something like that, because we are working the same type of muscle groups and that gets deactivated when you sit a lot as well as when you've been pregnant. So stay tuned if you're in one of those groups, because now I'm going to show you how to work out after pregnancy or if you have an office job or something similar. So what we're going to do first is get down on the mat and find our activation, or activate the muscles that we're going to be using and that are really important. So let's get down on the ground. So we're going to start here, and as I've mentioned in previous videos, I want you to find your pelvic floor and squeeze your pelvic floor and kind of draw it up as if it's a zipper from the back of your butt and to the front. So just draw that in and squeeze, and then you're going to pull your belly button in and squeeze that to the floor. That's your activation. And one way for you to feel if you're actually activating your inner abs is to this little point next to the bones right here. If you just relax completely and you put your fingers, you kind of push them in right next to the bones here, and then you squeeze your pelvic floor and draw that belly button in. And you're gonna feel that there's like a resistance here, then you know you're doing it right. So start with doing that and just squeezing your pelvic floor and drawing your belly button in, and feel if something is happening here. If it's not, either there could be fat in the way, and that's not weird in any way. So either you have to push harder, or you have to work more on finding these muscles in the belly and in your pelvic floor, and that can take time. So don't worry if you don't find it right away. Anyway, when you've found that activation, keep in mind that this is what we're going to be working with throughout this video. That activation needs to be in there all the time. And now we're going to work our way from the mat up to standing. Okay, so first exercise is what we call the dead bug. You can do this in an easy way, and you can do it harder and harder as you get stronger and stronger. So back flat to the mat, flesh to the mat, and then we're going to squeeze that belly button in, and then we're going to squeeze our pelvic floor as well. So everything strong, steady base. And then from here, with our back to the mat, we're gonna put our heels to the ground. Try breathing normally as you do this and not just tensing everything up, because that's gonna have you create a lot of tension in other parts, which is unnecessary. So do these, and you do 12 of these, so 6 on each side, and then you go over to the muscle. I don't know the English word for this. I'm going to check that out because I know the Swedish word. And then right here, you lay on your side like this, and then the same thing, you kind of lift your skin from the floor and draw belly button in. You squeeze your pelvis as well, and make sure that you're not tilted backwards or front. You should be straight right here and not tilting in any way. And then you can use your hand for support and just do 12 of these on each side. What you do is you put your feet together, and in the top here, when that top leg is up, you squeeze your butt. So this is working your butt. I actually lost count. But you do 12 of these. think about your belly, think about your pelvic floor, and think about squeezing your butt. Same thing here. Draw that skin up. Place your feet like this or your knees like this. And then make sure you're not tilted front or back. And then you just feet together. You can use your hand if you want to stabilize and make sure that you're steady. Something, 12 on this side as well. Something for you to think about. If you, at first, this can be hard enough and you can burn in your butt if you make sure you squeeze it at the top. But if it's not hard enough, you can use a mini band and put that over your legs like this over here, and then do the same thing, because then you get a resistance and it makes it a lot harder for you to work. So let's get on to the next exercise that we're gonna do sitting. So our next exercise is gonna be a rowing motion, and you need some form of resistant band or something like that. If you don't have that, you can use some form of weight, or you can do this actually by just squeezing your shoulder blades together, because that's going to do something. Even if you don't have weights, it's important to get to strengthen your back. And well, sometimes we just don't have anything to work with. I have this. It's been outside, as you can tell, and I'm gonna sit on the side like this. I'm gonna place, let's see, so that you can see it. I'm gonna place this over my feet. Sit like this with my knees up. Make sure that you roll your shoulders back. You find that squeeze in your pelvic floor, and then you draw that belly button in so that you are protecting your back. Okay? And what we're going to do here is just a rowing motion. And make sure you squeeze those shoulder blades really, really hard and keep this activation in your belly. And then you're just going to do this for 12. Also, think about breathing and make sure your shoulders are down. There you go, that's the second exercise. Another exercise after this that we are going to do is, because a lot of women actually want to work with the plank, and I always tell them that puts too much pressure on your belly because you have not healed quite yet. And if you stand in a regular plank, that's going to push all your organs down on your belly, and that's just too much in the beginning. So what I tell those who really want to do a workout with a plank, it's fine if you do a side plank. So a side plank, it is. Same thing here is, it's important that your elbow is below your shoulder, and then that you're in a straight line like this, not tilting back or front. So what you're going to do here is actually pelvic floor activated. The same thing, draw that belly button in, protect your back, and then one knee is stacked on the other, and then you're just going to think about lifting yourself up. So you're thinking about lifting your hip to the sky. All right? And then you're going to hold that for as long as you can, but up till about 30 seconds on each side. Move a little. So, shoulder, elbow, straight, not tilting. Everything activated. You can do this on your knee at first. If it's too easy, you can raise that leg and you can put your hand up. And then you do this for 30 seconds. A great exercise to hit those obliques. So what we're going to do now is another form of rowing. It's a one-arm row, which also brings in a rotation, because you have to work with your abs in order to keep your pelvic still and to keep the position that I'm going to show you. So it's actually working several things. I have a pair of dumbbells. You can use water bottles, you can use any type of weight that you are able to hold on to. You can also use your resistance band actually. And I'm going to show you. So you can use this by just putting your hand like this and doing this as well if you only have a resistance band. But I like doing it with the dumbbells. So your position right here is your hips over your knees, your shoulders over your hands. So this is your position. This time you're gonna squeeze your pelvic floor and draw that belly button up to your back. Think about shoulders away from ears so that you're not collapsing like this, but shoulders away and a straight back. Or you can, if you're really, you're gonna have your natural position, so your natural position in your back. And shoulders away from the ears, draw everything in and up, and then you're just gonna do this motion on each side while you're activating your belly and your pelvic floor. If you have to rest, you do that and you let everything loose in the down position like this. And then you just squeeze everything again and activate everything. What you have to think about here is squeezing your shoulder blades together at the top, because that's what we want to activate in this position. So that's the motion that you're going to do here as well. And now we're going to be up standing for our next move. So our next exercise is standing, and that's a regular squat. And what you need to think about when you begin squatting after a pregnancy and after giving birth is actually to make sure that your pelvic floor and your stomach or your abs are activated throughout the whole movement. So take a hip width stance here, and proud posture, so your shoulders back, activate your pelvis and your abs. And then you're going to hinge at the hips and keep that proud posture, keep that activation throughout the whole movement. And at the top, you squeeze your butt so that you get the most out of this movement. So we're not talking full range motion here yet, because you want to have a strong pelvic floor and strong abs and make sure that they can be activated throughout the whole move before we go on any further. So you do this. Also make sure that your knees are over your feet. They are pointed in the same direction. So there you have it. That's your squat. 12 of those. And for the last exercise that we're going to do band pull apart. So we're going to take this resistance band again, and what we're going to do is we're going to place this with our hands pointing like this, or our thumbs pointing out, because we want that outward rotation in our shoulders. Right here you can make this tougher or easier depending on where you're holding your band. If you hold tight like this, it's going to be really hard. So in the beginning you want to hold far out on your band. Right here you're also going to think about that proud posture. Roll your shoulders back, activate your pelvic floor and your abs. And then you're going to have straight arms, hold that band, thumbs out, and then you're going to do that motion. You're going to roll your shoulders back every time and squeeze those shoulder blades. And what you need to think about here is to not lose that activation in your belly, because then you're gonna hurt your back because you're gonna be standing like this. So make sure you can also squeeze your butt for extra stability, which is always good to do because then the butt gets to work. So like that. I'm going to show you from the back as well. And there you have it. That's your first workout that you can do that activates your shoulder blades. It works with your pelvic floor, your abs, and it works with the butt and everything that you actually need to work after a pregnancy, because these parts have been kind of deactivated because you've been carrying this big belly, which means that that has taken over a lot from your back and, well, the entire back. So that's what we're working a lot right now. So what I suggest you do is actually you do 12 of each of these exercises, and then you do them for 3 rounds. If you want, you can do more, of course, but that's a great way to start. So I hope you enjoyed this. If you want more videos like this, please hit thumbs up, and also if you're not already a subscriber, consider subscribing to my channel. I'd be happy to have you. Have a great day. I will see you later. Bye.